Are you ready?
I think I am.
Let's do it. Hi, I'm Raina.
And I'm Jashan.
We are a new F1 podcast.
Hopefully your new favorite one.
We will be bringing you new episodes every week.
Bringing you the stats and breaking down the drama.
So tune in to
Rookie
Rookie
season.
Next weekend, the season starts, and that's crazy.
Wait, how much of Drive to Survive did you finally finish?
We are on episode 6. So we finished the ones we skipped. With you
so you
guys,
finished
and
3,
then
4 and 5 finally?
Yeah.
True that.
Kimmy's cute. Like, he is such a child.
He is a child. He does. Firstly, I am so flabbergasted by the fact that someone can get an F1 super license before an on-road license. Like, I don't get it, but...
Yeah, but I saw that he recently gave...
Yeah, he did. He did. It was
driving
so cute.
test after he became a Mercedes AMG F1
driver. Yeah.
And he passed it. So,
of course he did.
Which is saying a lot because a few F1 drivers have not passed their driving test.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta tell me who.
I feel like Charles and Russell have gone on record to say they've not passed it at first attempt.
At first attempt?
Yeah. Not
Yeah, okay,
ever.
with Charles, I can totally see that happening. The guy's a bit of a doofus when it comes down to it.
Yeah,
he's a lovable doofus, but he's a doofus at the end.
Have you seen that reel where he not crashes, but he bumps into someone's car in Monaco?
Oh, yeah.
That is so funny. Imagine getting your car bumped by
an F1 driver, dude.
Leclerc. Like, that is crazy. I would possibly get out of the car and be like, do you want to do it again?
Though I'll save the dents, we laminate them and keep them.
But yeah, here we are on rookie season. First episode right before the first race weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And would you want to introduce yourself, Jashan?
Fair enough. So I'm Jashan. Got into F1, as I was telling you a little while back. It was kind of a sad time for F1 when I got into it, actually. Because when I was a kid, around me it was always Michael Schumacher. Whenever you got into the front of a car, any human being on the side would come and tell you, oh, you want to be Michael Schumacher, is it? And yeah, of course, who didn't want to be Michael Schumacher?
That's true.
But the unfortunate part is by the time I was old enough to realize it, Michael Schumacher had just had a skiing accident. And it was all over the news. And this is the time before Instagram, before Facebook. So, I mean, at least for me, it was before social media came in. So it was such an impactful thing to see it everywhere. I turn on the TV, he's there. I open a paper, he's there. And it was just so sad to find out that a 7-time world champion cannot compete for his 8th.
That's true.
And I started watching F1 because of that. Followed a little other fellow that came into the sport, also managed to get 7 titles and is now working for his 8th.
Sir Lewis
God
Hamilton.
bless him, he gets to do it. I really freaking hope he does.
So you must have been clutching your pearls when Lewis Hamilton, 7-time world champion.
No, you're not talking about 21, are you?
No. I'm talking about when he went skiing this year.
Oh, man.
Everyone was talking about the fact that Lewis should not go skiing because 7-time world champion signed on to
Ferrari after the end. I get it.
Should not go skiing. Like, the tales are old as time of why that's a bad sign. But nothing happened. And he instead got back with Angela.
Oh my God. Yeah. I feel like she's his good luck charm.
Yeah, for the listeners who don't know who Angela is, would you want to tell them what?
So, Angela Collins has started off as his physiotherapist, if I'm not wrong. And she eventually became like his everything. If you see Angela on track, even especially in the last season, just before they parted ways, she has done everything from Mother Roscoe to make sure Lewis is fed at the right weight, in the correct fitness levels, making sure he's there on track at the right interviews, giving the right amount of time to everyone. She was his handler, essentially. Wow. From the outside perspective, Angela Collins was legit a handler for Lewis Hamilton.
There was some rumors that basically they have this non-compete, right? For 24 months. So the rumor was that Lewis Hamilton knew back in 2023 that he's going to leave Mercedes and go on to Ferrari. So he made Angela quit so that by the time he joins Ferrari, her non-compete is done. Which is a wild rumor if Lewis Hamilton knew 2 seasons back.
Of course, our boy Charles did not help. Posting something like this is not the first time in a Ferrari for Lewis was just It was funny as hell, I'll give it to him.
I wonder if he's saying that as a joke, like, oh, people think that Lewis Hamilton tested with Ferrari back in a few seasons back, or he means it in real. If he actually said that as like the truth, like if it slipped out, he can rival Spider-Man. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, he can totally rival Tom Holland for like giving away the clues.
Yeah, like that's a major spoiler from Charles. And coming back to me, I'm your host Raina. Before I started watching F1, which was as recent as last season, yes, I know what you're thinking, but yes, I am a rookie, as this podcast says. Before I started watching, the only two names I knew were the ones you mentioned, Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton. And last year, I started watching F1 with my husband when the Australian Grand Prix happened.
Right.
Now, how I really got into it was the context I was given before that race weekend was that there is a man named Max Verstappen, and he is the one who wins every race. Now, once I'm told this, everyone else on the racetrack becomes a dark horse, and I love the dark horse. So I'm rooting for anyone else to win this race. I'm just like, I don't know your name, but you better win the race because you're not Max Verstappen. And then there is this hot Spanish guy who wins the race. And I'm just like, wow, that's interesting. And what you don't understand about F1 before you watch it is how much strategy is involved.
Right.
And I used to think, like, what is so interesting about seeing these like cars go around in circles like every other typical non-F1 viewer? But then I was like, it's not just that. Like, every lap there's strategy, and you understand like the big team involved. It's not just about the driver. And that was so interesting to me that between the Australian Grand Prix and I believe the Japan Grand Prix, which was the fourth race, I had deep dived into F1. When I say deep dived, I knew about, not everything, but I knew more than my husband. So, pat on my back, because in 1 week, I went back, I watched all races, I was like into the driver drama, I was watching Drive to Survive, I was doing everything.
You were just like, I'm gonna become an F1 nerd before Japan, I'm gonna read it all, I'm gonna watch it all, I'm gonna do everything, everything.
And it was so organic because I just really got into it, and that's how we came up with this idea. And right off the bat, we do not claim to be experts.
We are rookies. That is legit what we're here for. Yeah. We're here to be rookies and help rookies.
Yeah, and exactly. If you're getting into the sport, we hope that we can be your friends that you feel like you're chatting with and listening to while you watch F1. If you are an expert, please drop us, your expert news and advice. Yeah. We are happy to hear you out as well. But we're just two friends on a couch chatting. Like that's our podcast.
That's the podcast.
Yeah, and what a time to launch a podcast named Rookie
Season.
Rookie Season, yeah.
We really timed that one well, didn't we?
If last year was Silly Season.
Oh my god. So glad we didn't start it last year. We'd be called Silly Season right now, dude.
Yeah, that name would also fit us. But no, what do you think about the fact that there are 6 rookies?
I mean, it's pretty impressive to see so much fresh talent. It's also a new era for the sport now, very clearly. I honestly don't know whether to be concerned or happy. Considering how some of these rookies have performed last year.
Yeah.
Bearman was performing at Ferrari for one race. You saw Colapinto try his best. You saw Liam Lawson also try and drive for VCARB.
Just cutting in there, if you count Colapinto as a rookie, there are 7 rookies on track.
Actually,
and 7 rookies is the most number of rookies, if I'm not wrong, since 2001.
Really?
Yes, 2001 actually was the most number of rookies there have ever been, which is 7. This year they're counting it as 6 rookies. But if you count Colapinto, which I think you should,
he definitely can. He raced 3 races last year, and he's a rookie. He's a rookie. He's part of us.
He has a bigger following on Instagram than Alpine does, but he's a rookie.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
He's more famous than the entirety of Alpine itself?
He is more famous than the entirety, yeah.
I mean, he's the only Argentinian driver on the track right now. That's like
he has
everybody being fans of Sir Lewis Hamilton. You can't avoid it, you know.
So the problem is not for us. The problem is for Jack Doohan, because that man is cursed. So for the ones who don't know, Jack Doohan is a rookie who's come in to drive for Alpine. And he's pretty much doomed because everyone thinks that he's going to be replaced even before maybe mid-season by Colapinto, who is Alpine's reserve driver. And that's because Colapinto has a massive social media following. And second, like you said, he's a South American driver. Perez is gone. And, he brings in the following that possibly is now missed out on, but Perez being gone. So everyone thinks that Colapinto is going to come and
change up everything.
Yeah. And that means poor Jack Doohan is technically the lead driver.
He's in limbo, he's in limbo for that point.
Yeah, poor guy. So
I really hope he performs in the first couple of races in that case.
See, I feel like if I was in his place, which I'll never be because I don't know how to drive. But if I was...
Can I just cut in there and say, we are doing an F1 podcast. Don't you think it's preliminary for us to know how to drive?
If Kimi Antonelli technically didn't have a driving license.
I knew you were going to throw this in my face. I just knew it. This was going to be the reason where you get out of learning how to drive.
No, I am planning to. That's a separate chat. I am planning to. But Jack Doohan, I feel like, he should come in being like, I'm going to show them why I deserve the seat. He should come in charged, fired up. And he should be like, I'll show them. And hopefully he can convince the team to keep him around for a little bit and not sub him in with Colapinto, from literally the word go.
Yes, I agree. But, obviously they have to give him a fair shot. They've announced him as driver for the year. They are going to give him a fair shot of at least 4 races, which is way more than some people deserved.
Because I feel like Colapinto, he did well, but he also crashed a lot in the Williams last year. He was DNFing left, right, and center.
Exactly.
So, give Doohan a shot. Let's see what he can do.
Alpine's in need of good luck anyway, so best of luck to them.
Yeah.
Their preseason testing did not go well.
Yeah, but speaking of preseason testing, what did you think? What did you think of these timings? Because I feel like people say if the team you support does well in preseason...
Sandbagging and... how? There are people sandbagging out there. I'm not going to say who. We all know who. I'm not going to say who.
Just say who.
It's Max.
Yeah.
It's Max. He keeps complaining about having to change his rear wing, having to change his front wing, having to change the underbody of the car. The entire testing, that's all he's complained about. But we haven't seen him really push the car. Coming second on testing day 3. Great.
Yeah.
But I think he's sandbagging and how?
I think so too. And he famously did so into the last season.
2023,
well.
He did that.
Yeah, and the last season as well. They made it think the Red Bull is not up there.
Yeah.
But then he won pretty much the first whole half. Not the
first
whole
3
half,
races.
But first few races. So evidently the car was good. My biggest thing that gave me a little bit of a thrill was Sainz performing really well. He did really well.
He gave me hope for Williams,
Yeah, he gave me hope for him because Bechara, because if you see Drive to Survive, it feels like he was contemplating between Williams, Alpine and Sauber.
Yeah.
I cannot believe Sauber was in the race. I get it because they turn into Audi
exactly.
in a few years. But have you seen the car? It's not a car, it's a tractor. It needs to be dragged across the racetrack if it needs to even reach the last position. Although everyone's talking about how British weather has him looking not as hot and sexy as, the red suit.
The paleness is kind of setting in.
Yeah, but I feel like his marketing team has leaned into it. He's glowing on that Instagram. They've got him some good brand deals. He's totally rebranding. His whole color palette on Instagram has shifted to blue.
Ooh.
Okay, and it's looking good. And him in that white,
the race. It works.
Yeah,
it works. Okay, he looks really good in white.
Yeah.
Suits him, although not as much as red, but it suits him.
And the car, in fact, also looked good in the 175 live. The car looks good.
Speaking of, did you manage to watch the whole thing live?
No, I'm sorry. It's I'm
late in the night.
Which was your favorite looking car and your least favorite looking car?
Least favorite, I would have to say was Alpine.
Okay.
Purely because I feel like
it's a gender reveal car.
Yeah. You put it very succinctly, but like it's so. What's he trying to do?
What they're trying to be different, I guess. I feel like they should just lean a little bit more into the pink at this point, because there is enough blue on the track.
There is lots of blue on the track.
Just embrace the pink. Gasly gives girl dad anyway, so I just embrace the pink, go full pink.
Yeah,
that would be great.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah. And what was your favorite car from the F1 75 Live?
I'm gonna be a little biased here, but I'm sorry, nothing gets better than that red. They did it well. I did find the whole HP logo thing a bit too much on it. Like, they could have branded it very normally. They didn't need to keep it so out there. Maybe, just maybe for once in their life, HP could have agreed to putting up a red logo instead of blue one.
That's never happening.
But I saw mock-ups on Instagram, by the way, and they were pretty cool, man. Like a deep red color with HP written on it. Still gave a vibe. I would still go buy the laptop.
But I kind of prefer the original OG Ferrari red.
You know what the color was called? And I hold myself so proud to know this. It's called Marlboro Red.
Oh, that's interesting. That's fun. Maybe they should have got them as
this was back when Marlboro was actually sponsoring them, which is when the color was set to. Even, by the way, if you ever notice, a Marlboro Red pack is the exact same color as the OG Ferrari drive.
That's cool. Yeah, I do prefer that, right? But it's still a good car. My favorite car, though, was, this is gonna be
controversial, isn't it? Yeah, I figured.
I really like the V Cup, or whatever they're called now, Racing Bulls. I really like them.
Racing Bulls now.
Yeah, I really like that car. Like, I like the white.
It chrome.
It looked different. It stood out in the pack of cars, and I think it looked something you should take seriously. Which now the performance will tell if that's true, but the car looked like you should take it seriously. Yeah. And as for my least favorite, it just goes to Aston Martin, because I feel they put no effort. Nothing has changed. It looks exactly the same. Like, come on. I know you spend all your money getting Adrian Newey, but you can make some change to the car. I think the part I'm most excited for is going into our predictions. But before that, let's just quickly recap like some important news that has happened before the season begins. So first and foremost, Carlos Sainz is now the Drivers Association Chairman.
Yeah. There's always been a Drivers Association. It's just that it was spineless until last year. Because, they need to speak up at some point. When you aren't allowed to abuse, would have been a great time for you to speak up as an association, as 20 drivers coming together, you being the voice of them. Yeah, it's the time to speak up about something. That's, honestly, I mean, even Gordon Ramsay was like on our side.
That was a moment. That was a moment when
that was such a great moment.
Yeah. Why would you ask Gordon Ramsay about abusing? What is that man going to say? His language has probably every 3 words. So, like, what is that man going to say? Like, he's not going to be for it. But do you think, like, do you see Carlos as a fighter? Like, do you see him getting, going up against the FIA?
I do. So, you do realize that the elections for the FIA president are going to be happening sometime this year.
Oh.
Guess who's running against Mohammed?
Who is it?
Take a wild shot.
I have no idea.
It's Susie Wolf.
Oh, that should be interesting.
Now, this brings me to, of course, a whole different segment that we can sit and rant about.
Pause. For the rookie listeners out there, do you want to give a context?
Yeah, so Susie Wolf is the wife of Toto Wolff. Now, Toto Wolff is, of course, the CEO and head principal for Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1.
Yeah, like, isn't that a little bit of a gray area? Like,
right?
Yeah.
If she comes on, well, Toto's going to have to sit down, doesn't he? You can't, I'm sorry, a team principal and the head of the FIA cannot be sleeping in the same bed.
That's not happening.
We'll be seeing Mercedes win every championship.
Yeah, don't you wish that was the case in 2021?
You just had to run Sauter into the moon, didn't you?
I just had to.
Oh my God.
But
I was messed up.
Yeah, don't go into a flashback. Get back.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Carlos Sainz as a fighter. I see him more as a lover, not a fighter, but I feel like he's giving Senna vibes, which I'm very into.
What I'm so happy about.
Which I'm very into with the hair and, you know,
the intensity itself. You know, it's like
driving for Williams.
Just racing no matter what. Have an appendix removed, never mind, I'm gonna win the race. Like,
yeah. There are a few notable names who are not in this season. One of them being...
you're gonna see tears roll down my cheek.
Yeah, Danny Rick.
Man, what kind of a team? And you know what kind of a team does not honor a driver that has been with you for so long?
Yeah, that was sad.
Even though he's part of your second team, you honor the guy. You put him up out there. You speak to him on the radio. You tell him, yo, banging job, great drive, something. Man,
like... And there was so much like confusion over whether that was his last race or not, which I feel like all the Danny Rick fans were really angry about, because they were like, oh, we didn't even feel like we got to say goodbye because we didn't watch that race thinking it was his last, and mainly in the post-show interviews, post-race interviews, that it really came out that it might have been his last race. That was really sad, those interviews. You could see how like sad he was. But at least on the internet space, on the internet I consume, there is not that much sadness about Perez being gone.
Yeah, you know, that? Okay, that's kind of, and I blame this on Netflix, like 20-30% I blame this on Netflix. We're looking at it from a perspective where it's like you said, the reason you started watching it is because someone told you that someone's winning all the races.
Yeah.
And now those are the guys to beat. You want your dark horses to come up, right? Checo was a flip side to that coin, where he may have not been as ruthless as Max, but he was in that car. He did his job. And he just so happened to be working for the villains. But that's where I blame Netflix. They aren't really villains, are they?
You know, he's living his best post-racer life. Like, he's brewing rosé wine. He's selling rosé wine. And he's just, like, chilling. And, you know, there are rumors on the pit lane that... Okay, firstly, we need to address the fact that Cadillac just got signed as the official
team. Let's go, right? We need more drivers.
Team, yes.
What are your thoughts?
I have zero thoughts. Like
I have a lot of thoughts.
Please go for it.
Well, my first thought of bringing Caddy on, and firstly, FIA announcing that we have officially accepted it was like Ross coming and telling everyone that Rachel is pregnant. We all knew.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like one of those, like, until it's official, is it really official? So,
you don't want that to happen. And then, now the second part of my problem is we have 22 cars on the track next year.
That's crazy.
On a track like, let's say on a track like Singapore, Australia, not going to make a difference. Qatar, not going to make a difference. Abu Dhabi, never going to make a difference. What about tracks like Azerbaijan, Monaco? Those are straight races. They're very, very narrow. The margin for error is literally, well, it's nothing. There is no margin for error, especially in a place like Azerbaijan. We saw what happened last year, right?
Yeah.
Now you've put 22 instead of 20. Okay, albeit slightly smaller cars. But they're still going to go faster.
Marginally smaller, yeah.
Even though they're smaller, they're going to go faster.
Yeah.
How is this going to affect the entertainment value of these races is something I am actually worried about.
The rumor is that Cadillac is going to sign Daniel Ricciardo. What do you think?
I think he's too chill making rosé wine to come.
I agree. Like, I feel like Daniel Ricciardo's done with it. Like, you know, I'm speaking like he's my best friend, but I really feel like he's done with it. Like, every interview he gets, he's like, nah, I'm done. Here's my rosé wine. Drink some wine. I'm just like, okay, so you look done.
Okay, if someone, and I say this purely out of love for him, but if someone were to disrespect me like that, which it was disrespectful the way they left him out there to hang and dry. I wouldn't want to come back to that spot either.
Yeah.
I've made my mark. It's not like people are going to forget me. There is no way. Like, so there are a lot of people that may come and go, but Danny Ricciardo is now one of those people
who's an 8-time Grand Prix winner. Like, you don't forget a man like that. Perez, on the other hand, could make a comeback with Cadillac. Like, Cadillac's a new team. They're going to need money. Mexico is, like, ready to give all their, like, fucking GDP to have Perez racing. So maybe Cadillac, is the way that Perez makes a return onto the racetrack.
I genuinely hope so. But I also feel like it's very, very possible that they just go younger.
Interesting. More rookies.
No, okay, if not rookies, they could just go younger on our current track. Like taking someone like a Pierre Gasly into a Cadillac might actually catapult his career somewhere, depending on how Cadillac performs, of course.
Yeah, and Cadillac's such an American brand, like a redneck. Like I think of Cadillac and I think like super American. Like I feel like they're gonna want not a French boy driving their car, I feel like they want like a manly, macho.
There's only one person you're describing at this point on that track. It's Hülkenberg, Raikkonen, or of course top contender Max Verstappen.
Max is not moving.
Yeah, you're saying letting him go to a new team. They're too fresh for that.
And that brings me to the most explosive rumor that's going around. Max to Aston Martin.
Oh my God.
Is that going to happen? Is Max Verstappen going to move to Aston Martin in 2026?
I really doubt it. I really, really doubt it. Max is not going to leave. Okay, honestly, I'll change my answer. I think it all depends on how the races go until September. Because that's when we're truly going to find out how these guys are performing. By the time September comes, though, guys, be ready. We're going to know whether Max is going or not. Yeah. Because, okay, I'll be honest, Red Bull has lost a lot of staff. Yeah, a lot of high-level staff. It wouldn't be the worst idea for him to take a move now, Like, it's not even like with Hamilton where he kept winning, which is why he kept staying on. He kept giving him the winning car. Now, that's not true.
Yeah.
Not anymore, at least. He won Drivers' Championship, but that wasn't because of the car. That was because of him.
That's his
he would have pulled that off in any other car as well, because that's how he drove.
Yeah. I
do not think that Red Bull should really bank on the fact that he's going to call it home.
Forever. And with Newey in Aston Martin, if it's going to be any other team, like there is a whole arc in Drive to Survive new season about him going to Mercedes. Yeah. But I never bought it. Like, I don't see that. I don't know why. I don't see that.
Max going to Mercedes is not possible.
I don't see it.
That's not something that he would want to do.
I see Aston Martin because, again, there's a bit of legacy involved, There is, like, Newey's there. They have so much money. It makes sense. Only maybe his only problem, thorn on the side, is his partner, is Lance Stroll. That.
Oh my God, there'll be a murder on the track.
But at least, like Max Verstappen famously, like, he doesn't want a challenging partner.
I honestly, sorry to cut you off, but I honestly feel like to keep on to this, if Max were to join Aston, it's not Stroll that would be retained. It's Alonso. You do realize Alonso and Max have an age-old relationship, right? To the point where Max has been on track when Alonso won his first championship.
Exactly, that's crazy. And how many more years is Alonso going to drive?
Oh, he's going to drive till someone like Flavio says, "Listen, boss, you're done. Fuck off now.
Yeah,
stop fucking around."
That man is old, but he doesn't look it. But he's old.
And one second, he performs it too.
Yeah, that's true.
He's consecutively been nowhere at the bottom of that track.
But is Lance Stroll, whose papa owns Aston Martin, is he actually going to be let go?
I mean, at some point, papa needs points on the track, man. You can't keep arguing about... If you're getting a Max and a previous world championship winner in comparison to Stroll, who's barely finished races, never gotten a podium, and yeah, he has more DNFs than he does race finishes.
That's crazy. But I mean, nepotism. It seeps into every industry. We should know.
We live in Bombay. Let's not talk about this.
Exactly. So, guys, we are going to be predicting who we think is going to be the Constructors Champion of this year. And we thought we'd do it in a fun way. What is the fun in just saying who we think is going to be champion?
Yep.
This is rookie season, so we wanted to do something interesting. So we've each got an item. We don't know what the item is.
Yeah, neither of us know each other's item. We know our
item. We know.
Just putting it out there.
We've each got an item that kind of signifies the team that we think is going to win the Constructors Champion.
Yeah.
So should we do the grand reveal?
Yeah, how do you want to go? You want to start?
No, I think we both get our item and show it to each other.
Let's go.
I think
so wait, this is the team that's winning Constructors Championship, right? Yeah, okay, cool.
Are you ready?
Not really.
Oh my god, what do you mean?
Yeah, you can turn.
Are you ready?
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, 1,
yeah,
2, 3.
I don't believe you. I bought a papaya for this.
Oh my god, and you have a pizza. Guys, I am holding a papaya and Joshon's holding
a beautiful slice of pizza, dude. This looks so good.
Oh my god. So I am guessing you have gone Italian. You have gone for Ferrari.
I truly believe that they have got great drivers. They've got 2 strong drivers who have been pre-existing on this track for a very long time. And yeah, the testing really made me believe that they can do the world Constructors Champion this time.
That's interesting because the testing made me believe they can't. Because they were nowhere. I mean, they could be sandbagging as well, but see, the thing is, I am still holding a papaya, guys.
Yeah, you need to put the papaya down now.
Yeah, it's going to be on the side, like here. You should know that it's here.
Like I'm gonna like dip that papaya in some resin and like mold it and keep it for the rest of our lives.
So I feel like Lewis is new to the team, and there's always gonna be a few, problems in the beginning.
Of course.
Like I don't think it can be smooth from get-go. So that is my reason for thinking Ferrari. Like, spoiler alert, guys, I'm a Ferrari girl. Like, I am a through and through Ferrari girl. I am in love with Charles Leclerc. My husband can't hear this. Yes, I am in love with Charles Leclerc.
What she doesn't realize is her husband's finally going to see the episode at some point, but sure.
That's fine. And I think supporting Hamilton this year is like being on the right side of history because him and Ferrari, that's like, a legacy move. But I don't think it's this year for them. Maybe 2026 I'll be holding a pizza slice. But this year I have gone for the papaya for McLaren.
I like it. I'm going to still stick to my pizza though.
Yeah, because I just feel like McLaren did it beautifully last year. And they're only going to improve this year. I think they're going to have a really strong car.
I mean, they got rid of their mini DRS. You really think they're going to do it?
I think they're still going to do it because, like they dominated the last, the end of last year. And like I was saying, I think Piastri and Lando are coming into this year with a lot of confidence. And that's only going to help when your 2 drivers are like, they know they can win. So I am papaya this season, although Forza Ferrari, but I think papaya is going to win. For the sake of being a reliable podcaster, I think papaya is winning. In the heart of my heart, I hope
Ferrari does. No, I genuinely, not just because I'm a fan, but I genuinely believe that they do have a shot this year.
Yeah, let's really see. Let's hope for it. So now we know the teams we think are winning. Who do you think is coming second and third in the constructors?
I had McLaren as second, actually.
Okay.
I think the papaya is going to get at least second, if not first again. Although I really want my pizza to be first. And on third, I believe that it's either going to be... Now, I have 2 options, or I couldn't decide.
No, you can't say 2 options.
I could not decide between the 2 of them.
That's unfair. There are top 4 teams, okay? Everyone knows who the top 4 teams are, so you have to pick one for third.
All right. In that case, it's going to be Red Bull.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but fortunately, it's going to be Red Bull.
So we have the same 3 teams, but in a different order because I have gone second for Ferrari and third for Red Bull as well.
So either way, we both think Red Bull ain't getting over second.
Yeah.
Over third, sorry.
Yeah, we think Red Bull's getting third.
I really hope they go even lower, dude. I don't mind losing the prediction, but
I think it's not hard. I think they just have made such a strong car for so many years that even if they're not getting it perfect, they are still going to be above the pack.
They will be in contention, of course. Yeah. It's not like it's just disappeared all of a sudden.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
So that's our main big event, our Constructors' Championship predictions.
We still have our top 10 driver predictions.
Yes, which we do. Let's pull that up.
I need my little trusted device for this.
So, should I begin?
Yep, number 10.
Number 10, drum roll. I have Carlos Sainz.
As number 10, really?
Guys, I love him. I really do.
You really have no faith in Williams, do you?
No, it's just that the others make more sense. Like,
you have 9 drivers that make more sense than Carlos Sainz?
Yeah, I really do.
Okay, then. I've got Ollie Behrman at 10. I'm just putting in some faith there.
That's not happening.
That's just, this one's pure faith.
Okay. Number 9 for me, Pierre Gasly.
I've got Alonso.
That's also a lot of faith. So for me, I think Pierre Gasly has been performing really well. And I feel like I really debated between Sainz and Pierre Gasly as 9th and 10th. But I ultimately feel right now the Alpine looks much stronger than Williams. Last season, it looked much stronger than Williams. So I had to go with, the stats. So I was like, Pierre Gasly, okay, you said Alonso. What was your thinking behind that?
I mean, he's been placing. It's not like he doesn't place. So it was just a calculated bet that he's going to be in the top 10, but I wouldn't put him in the top 5.
Yeah.
He is a middle order driver, but he's a great middle order driver, so we've got to keep him.
I would say for me, if we were going below 10, Alonso would probably be 11th.
11th? Yeah. Fair enough.
For me, number 8 is Liam Lawson.
Ooh, I've got Kimi. That's number 8's rookie spot, it seems,
Yeah, number 8 is the rookie spot. So for me, Liam Lawson, I mean, he's going to be in the Red Bull. And he did drive pretty well last season, in my opinion. Like, he came in the top 10 a few times. So I think with a better car, I think he can do well. Like, I have some confidence in him.
Fair enough.
And Kimi for you.
Yeah. Kimi's just Kimi, man. Like, he's not got his major license. He's not got his on-road license, but he's taken home everything he could in F2, in F3, in F4.
And people say he reminds people of Max Verstappen. And I don't remember the exact number of days, but I think he has 3 races. If he wins a Grand Prix in the first 3 to 4 races, he will become the youngest driver
to ever win. He's gonna take Verstappen's record on that one.
Yeah. So I think they say it reminds them of Verstappen because of how young he is, but already talented. So it's something to see in the future if those comparisons hold. And we're speaking so much about Kimi Antonelli, so let me say he's my driver number on 7th.
Oh, damn. Well, I've got Sainz on 7th.
Sainz. I mean, I really hope that's where he is.
I genuinely do feel like even if not on the start of the season, it may take him 2 races. It may take them 3 races, actually, not just him. But James and Sainz together can definitely build up a car that puts him in the top 10 and not in the top 5. I hope in the top 5, honestly. I hope he proves me wrong, but at least a top 10 contender for sure.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, genuinely.
Fingers crossed. For me, number 6 is George Russell.
See? Yeah, okay. We've got the same one finally.
George Russell.
1 and 6.
Yeah, okay. 6. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. He's going to be the lead driver for F1. There's nothing to say that.
For Mercedes, you mean?
Sorry. Wow.
That George Russell would be jumping somewhere in England right now if you could hear
he
you.
really would, dude.
Now, this one, please don't throw anything at me, but at number 5, I have Hamilton. I know you're not going to be really happy, but I told you my reasoning. I think they're going to be some, it's not going to be smooth sailing when you join a new team from the get-go. He is used to driving a car for so many years, and he's changed, everything. Everything is new for him, so it's going to take a while to get used to, in my opinion. But obviously, he is Hamilton. He's going to do well. He's in a Ferrari, so number 5.
Fair enough. I've got Max on 5.
No way.
Yeah, I really have no faith in his driving this season. Although he's one of the best drivers out there, I do feel like the other people are catching up now.
Okay.
He's had 4 great seasons now.
Seasons, yeah.
And the first one was a fluke.
Okay. Okay.
But putting the first one aside, he still had 3 very great seasons, and I believe that was only possible because everything worked in sync. It was his teammate doing right what they needed to. It was the car doing exactly what they needed it to. The team doing exactly what they needed it to, with Newey there at the time trying to build onto that car with Verstappen. They don't have that kind of infrastructure anymore. And I believe that in an overall longer period of time, that's going to affect his personal rating as well.
Fair enough.
Who do you have on 4th?
I have Oscar Piastri.
I have his teammate.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
I have a feeling you and I are going to swap where his teammate is and where my teammate's going to be.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
I mean, that's interesting that you've put Lando Norris, who almost won the championship last year, as number 4.
My 2 and 3 is very, very biased, but I truly believe that they have the opportunity to do it this year. So I've kept them there. Okay. Which is why I feel like Lando can't place anywhere but 4 at this point.
Fair enough. Moving on swiftly, my number 3 hurts me. I wanted to put him number 2. I really did. Because I love him.
But you put Charles there, haven't you? So have I!
No!
Yeah, number 3 is Charles.
Okay, so I mean, I love the man, but I feel like my top 2, I feel are going to be the top 2. And Charles is a brilliant driver. Like, we saw 2 amazing wins from him last year. 3 in total, but like Monza and Monaco really took the cake.
Yep.
But I just feel he's not there to win the championship yet.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the same reason you put him 3rd, sadly. Yeah. Number 2 for me is Verstappen, who you've put number 5. Can't believe that. But I think Verstappen cannot be underestimated. He showed us last season. Like, Miami, come on. He was driving from, like, I think he was very far down.
He's got pace. I'm not doubting his pace at all.
Talent, right? Like, that race really showed his talent. Like, he came from nowhere and he won that race.
True that.
At a point where if he didn't do well in that race, the Drivers' Championship was gone.
Yeah.
It was Lando's. And, you know, he turned the whole game around. Like, that really showed his mental grit. And of course he has mental grit. He is the child of Jos Verstappen. And he is a 4-time world champion. He cannot be underestimated, you know. Like, no matter the car.
I'm not really underestimated him.
Number 5, you know. I feel if Max Verstappen comes 5, he's retiring. I think he'll be like,
5th. Please come 5th.
I think he'll be like, now I'm having a child. I am obviously not at the top of my game. Let me just go sim race. Like, I think he'd retire.
I would love for him. I would honestly, I would subscribe. Max, if you're watching, I'd subscribe. Get on sim. Leave the track for other people.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got Lewis on number 2 actually.
Oh. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So clearly y'all know who my number 1 is now. And I've got Lewis at number 2, even though I do want to see him win his 8th title.
I think that'll come. It'll come.
I'm not gonna be too confident about that until I can be too confident about that, you know.
I feel like, you know, Australia, Lewis even places like in the top 3. This whole thing is going to change. We're all going to be like, Lewis is winning because everyone wants it. Like, even if you're not a Lewis fan, you want to see this man win his 8th with Ferrari. Like, that's,
oh my God, that's so much fun.
That's really fun. And so my driver's champion for 2025 is Lando Norris.
And I've got his teammate Oscar Piastri up there. What am I doing?
One second. You think Oscar Piastri is going to be world champion?
I do. And that's purely because, firstly, I feel like McLaren's got the car up there. And Lando and Oscar have a great car right now. But it was like I was telling you before, when it comes to mindset, I feel like Oscar is a little more competitive. It's a little more ruthless. For example, okay, if you were to take to consideration what happened to Lando last year, where he was asked to give the place back, even though he was fully in his rights to say no. What do you think Oscar would have done?
Yeah, I feel like probably wouldn't have, but I see what you mean. I see what you mean, but I think that Lando is, although there is no team leader in McLaren,
which they really need one,
but I feel like there is a bigger like momentum behind Lando. Like I feel even if it's not said, like people think if McLaren is there's going to be a top driver, it's going to be Lando. Now, Oscar can prove us wrong. I hear you, but just the narrative for this year doesn't make sense in my head. Like, like
again, it's a prediction. I feel like he's got the car, he's got the mindset, so he might be able to do better than Lando
Fair enough. But you tell me something.
For Lando fourth, I'm kind of like dreading that. But
please tell me how a McLaren driver is coming first and fourth, but Ferrari is winning the championship.
Because we've still got second and third spot.
But that math is not mathing.
The math doesn't need to math because these are predictions, girl. It's not like I'm like writing down into history what's going to happen.
Math is not mathing. Technically, he should also be holding a papaya. Do you want to hold that papaya?
No, I'm going to hold my slice of pizza and eat it.
Okay. So these predictions, guys, you can hold us to it. When we crash and burn, you're welcome to DM us and tell us how
badly we crashed and burned. Yeah.
But also keep in mind, we're not experts, we're rookies. Yeah. And tell us your predictions. Like, I'm so interested to know.
Yeah, dude, honestly, just whatever y'all feel like talking about. If y'all feel like we spoke about something that was, can be corrected, go ahead.
Yeah.
Leave a comment.
There is one last prediction.
What are you predicting now?
Best rookie.
Oh my God. Of course.
Have to predict
we have to predict. Yeah. We do.
So, what do you think?
I mean, I only put one rookie on this map, so I'm going to stick with him. I think it's Kimi.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah?
I mean, he is the rookie with the best car.
Right.
He seems to be, like, Toto Wolff, like, worships the ground
that he walks on, right?
So, I think, he's going to give Kimi a lot of love. So, I think Kimi has the best chance.
Yeah.
That said, Gabriel Bortoleto won F2. Right. Isaac Hajar's Monaco race. I don't know if you've seen the video, the one where he like swerved a car in the Monaco tunnel.
Of course. His reaction times are beautiful. There's no doubt.
That moment is like
most people would have crashed.
Yeah, like I first saw a reel of that moment and I literally went and saw the race because I was like, what the hell just happened? That was brilliant. Then there is Liam Lawson and Ollie Behrman, and then there is Colin Pinto, who've all had a little bit of more experience with F1 car. So I feel like the playing field is pretty open.
Yep.
Although we're both predicting Kimi Antonelli as our rookie 2025, I feel like
so is Netflix.
Yeah.
We've kind of looking out for number one. That episode kind of gave me vibes that Netflix is shipping Kimi and Toto together as hard as they can as the next big successful team to work it out.
Of course. I mean, imagine the drama if Kimi does better than Russell. Like, that is Netflix gold. That's gold
for anyone. I would sit down and watch this drama, dude.
That's true.
With popcorn and everything. Like, damn.
So, yeah, I think that brings an end to our
first episode. Oh my God.
Episode's over. Oh my God, that flew by.
Yeah, that really did.
That flew by, and I had a great time.
So did I. I think I had a brilliant time. We hope you all did too.
I hope the listeners had a great time. And I think our schedule is going to be that we want to post something before the race weekend.
Yeah. And a reaction video after the race as well.
So the one before the race weekend will be a little bit about what's the news coming out before the race, before every race we're going to predict what we think is going to happen. And then we're going to have a smaller reaction video to the race where we talk about what went down. So I hope you tune in.
Reactions to the insane shit that usually goes down on tracks.
Yeah. We can only hope for a season as good as the previous season because that was Every race was a nail
biter. If we get a repeat of silly season, I am gonna be flipping. I will literally. Okay, I'm gonna say this. If my predictions are wrong, or if we get silly season part 2 happening, I'm gonna learn and do a backflip within a year right here.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm not making any sense.
I'm doing it.
I will learn how to drive. Okay.
Yes, Rana will learn how to drive, and we're going to post a video of Rana learning how to drive if she gets it wrong.
So, yes, guys, thanks for tuning in. And we are rookie season, and we'll be back
next week.
Yes, next week. Bye.
Sweet.